Hello guys, in this video I am going to explain to you guys the basics of Elementor, and I'm going to show you how it works inside of WordPress. It is important to understand how Elementor or your theme builder and WordPress works together. Otherwise, you are going to spend a lot of time trying to figure out all by yourself how I did or how it did work. So let's get started. What do we need to understand the difference between Elementor Free and Elementor Pro? So Elementor Free basically have some limitations to what you are supposed to do and gives you just some few of its features to work with or create websites with. And as you all know, Elementor is a drag and drop builder. But before we get to talk about Elementor, let's talk about how the web as a whole worked before Elementor was introduced in the market. So the other versions of WordPress actually just had some few features that were only cool for its own design. That is, you could have a website over here where the website has maybe the header and the footer, and being rest assured guys, this in a website the header and the footer always remains constant. That is, they doesn't change, but the content within the website will change from page to page. So in this instance it is called dynamic rendering. So WordPress before was made up of an instance where you have the front end of the website and you also have the back end of the website, where if you wanted to make some changes on your website, you have to go to the back end and you write some code, or you write what you want to write to it, and then it gets rendered and takes time to appear on your front page. So that is how it was launched before. But with the recent updates and development in launching things in WordPress like theme builders, it made things really easy for developers or designers to develop websites with ease. So what WordPress does is that before you had a barrier here where you have the back and you had the front. So what Elementor does right now is that Elementor gives you that barrier, like it solves the barrier where you have your page over here, that is the live page you are building, and then beside the live page you have what we say your theme builder, where you have elements in here or widgets that you just have to drag from here and drop on your main page, which is the live page, and then you can get to see the changes in real life. So I'll be showing you guys all of this, a step-by-step process, and with all this you guys will get to understand more better what Elementor is made of and what you would use Elementor to do. So as I said, Elementor has the Pro version and the free version. Depending on whatever version you are choosing, you can do check it out. I have other videos that talks more about WordPress and Elementor. You can check the link above to watch those videos. I will also leave them in the description of this video for you to also watch it. As you all can see, this is the front page of my website, Code with Friends. You can go check it out by yourself and see what design is there. So all of this design was implemented using Elementor, and it is really a good code builder for you guys to check it out. And if you really do interested in this, then guys, this is the perfect course for you to learn the basics of Elementor and get your designing to the best level. Alright, so what we'll do here is just to click edit with Elementor after you log into the back end of your WordPress, and then you have Elementor installed. You must have Elementor installed on your website. So I want to give you guys the topmost features of Elementor that you need to know before getting started with web design. So web design is actually cool, and if you know the steps, you can use Elementor to design cool websites, cool designs without any problem, and it would also help you so much more to make so much money out of the market just with these Elementor skills. So stay focused as we continue on how Elementor do work. So here we are on our Elementor WordPress or dashboard, where you can see, so Elementor as a whole here is just made up of columns and sections. So a column is just like it withholds, a section just withholds a specific area where columns can be found within it. So for instance, you can see here, this is a whole section, and when you see over here, you see it like gives a summary of all the sections that are found on that particular web page you are designing. So Elementor's recent updates are really great, guys. Yeah, we really love you guys to try this out. But before we get started, I want to show you guys this. So what we talk about sections is just like you have this square box over here can be termed as a section, and if you want to see, if you click a plus here, you can see all these features here asking you what section you want to add. For instance, this is a 1 column section, 2 double column section, triple column section, and so on and so forth. So if you wanted to add like a 1 column section to your website, you can do click over here, and then a 1 column section will be added here. So other features of Elementor is when you have a section, you can click over here, these 6 dots, and then you will have this other bar over here that gets to show up. But this bar here shows you the settings of this particular section. So inside the section you have a column, so the column is just inside the section. So always do understand that in Elementor you have sections and you have columns, but columns are found inside of sections. So that is it. So what you will need to also understand is that on the left hand side of your page you have the widgets that are available there. Because I have the Pro version, I have all my widgets available, but if you're running on the free version, you might not have all of these available for you to use, so you might have to upgrade to the Pro version to have more features. So the first thing I want to talk about is like you can do wonderful settings on each element as much as possible. So if you click over here, it does a setting box of it where you can like choose whether it should be a full width or box. That is, this one works on the inner section, so it's giving property of the section or the column inside the section. So next you want to do, you can like change the width over here to whatever width you want. You can change the column gaps to no gaps and other cool features that you want to stretch out, like you want to stretch out the section. You check out things. So you can go over to styles, maybe you want to change like the background color is over here. You have background, you want to add a background overlay is over here. So I'll come out with more videos where we'll be building projects, as this is a tutorial series that you guys will get to see all of these things being implemented in real time. So here you can maybe choose a background color. Let me say red, you see it's red, so let's just leave it as white. And also you have a background overlay and other properties. So another property that you could get to manipulate is what we call margin and padding, and I'll be making a good course for margin, padding, and also sections as a whole in Elementor, where maybe you can just decide, let me just say you want to add maybe the top padding of maybe 100, the lower padding or bottom padding of 100 also. So you have something like this. Alright, so taking for instance, as Elementor is a drag and drop, I think you must be confused, but let me show you just an example here. So if you wanted to insert an image into this column, you just have to drag the image from here, or the image icon or the image widget from the left hand side, and then you drop it in where you want to drop it. So you have this here, this is just an empty box. You can come over to the right hand side, or you click over the pencil icon. If you are not there, maybe it was here, you're seeing the settings of your section. You can just hover over here and you click on the pencil icon, and it loads this other setting section for that particular image, and then you can get to set out the settings for that image. So you just click on choose image, and then it loads your images present in your database, and then you can choose or select whatever image you want to select from there. So apparently these are the images that I have available, and if you wanted to choose an image from here, maybe you just want to do with any image, like after clicking the image you can insert the image into your page, and then you can see here you have an image. Maybe you wanted to add like an image title or a title beneath the image, you can add it here, and then you just say Elementor course, something like this, and then you can still get to do other settings here if you want to do them, like centralizing it, putting it to the left, like justifying or any other property. You can even change the height, maybe like there are basically 6 heights in programming or HTML. You can change them from here, whatever height you want. You can even come to colors and you choose whatever color you want, maybe black, blue, whatever thing. You can just manipulate this color panel to have whatever color you want, and so on and so forth. So you can even change like the typography, like checking on the font size, the font width, the transform, the style, many other features, guys. So you can even also manipulate the margin and padding, the motion effects, like how it animates. Like you want to add motion to this, like you can just like add motion. So it may be, it should like be sticky, it should be, let me just say, fading, it fades in. Or you wanted something else, like let me say slide down, it slides down the way you saw it. So there are many other features about Elementor that you would love to try or check it out. So moving on to the other features, there are many widgets available. As I said, some are free, some are for Pro version. You have to migrate to Pro. If you wanted to add a video, just drag it from here, you drop. Maybe you can specify where the video is coming from, YouTube, Vimeo, or any other place. You insert the link from there, maybe self-hosted videos, and then you can get going. So there are other features of Elementor that are really cool. Like there are other things I will not talk about all in this course, but alongside the video tutorials as you are building projects, you get to understand Elementor real better. So there are other things I want to show you guys, like how you could do quick designs. Like Elementor gives you the feed where you can choose from its already designs. Like if you click over here, you can have a library of designs where maybe you just lack inspiration about a specific design, or you want to work on a website, you don't have any idea about that website, you just want to like check on. Elementor can give you a feed. For instance, a restaurant website, you can go with this, you can insert. If you want to go for any other one, you see some are located as the Pro, some are that. So if you only have the Pro version, you can, before you will be able to access any or some of these other features. So if you, maybe you are working on design, let me say a newsletter or any other thing, a gallery, a story photo, or any other thing, you can just check it out over here to have something that looks absolutely great for it. Okay, let's talk about like when you need a design newsletter, you can check out any guide here that is available for you to use, and you pick it up and then you can use it on your design. Like you gain inspiration from what Elementor provides to you available, and then you can use it. So for instance, if I take this guy over here, like you can insert it, getting started, like will try to take me to somewhere else, but I don't want that. So you can like get started, you connect the template out, and then you like basically insert the template over here. And there are many other templates that you can try out using Elementor. Like you just get them. Like if you come over here, you can come to blocks, you check out like templates that are in form of blocks, like you try them out, you get them, you use them depending on what you want. For instance, you can insert anyone, and with all this you have to connect to your templates library to get it done. So other features of Elementor that are really cool to check out is the fact that you can copy and paste style. So for instance, if this H1 here was already made, and then I come over to another section down here and I insert maybe a heading over here, and then this heading is here, but I wanted this heading here to copy the styles of this guy. I don't basically have to go through each and every of these properties to be setting out all of that. So what you do is to just come over to this your image, sorry, to this your text, you right click, you copy, but when you come over, you right click, you paste styles over here, and then it basically pastes the styles of the other element. So you can do this for any other element and it works perfectly well. And this is also a very good fit for you to do designs real quick without no problems and real quick. So other aspects of Elementor that I want to talk about is also the fact that it is really cool, swift, fast. Like you can do your designs. For instance, if you did take a section such as this and then you wanted to add, maybe you're already designing on this and then you don't like feel like changing that particular section, they give you the tendency of adding maybe a section to this section, sorry, a section in an inner section. So inner sections can do, but we also have columns in sections. So for instance, this section here has an inner section that has 2 columns, and then you can still right click on a column, you duplicate the column to create 2 extra columns in it, so making it 3 columns. You can still maybe right click, create or duplicate, making it order 4. So maybe depending on how you want your properties to look like on your website, you can make whatsoever changes that you want to make. So there are very cool designs that are really cool. There are many aspects of Elementor that I want to show you guys, but I will not show you everything in this video because it will make this video quite too long, and I don't want this video to be too long. So for these reasons, there are other aspects of Elementor that I'll be making videos about and posting on this channel. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so by clicking the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and get notified whenever we drop a new video. So you can also watch my 4 days web development boot camp that I had link over there to the playlist to check it out. So provided that we have understood some basic things about designing in Elementor, when you're done with your design, what you have to do is just to click the update button or the publish button, and then your website gets to go live. So that's what I said, you're designing on the live page, and when you get updating your stuffs, it updates with real time. So another thing in Elementor Pro another feature that Elementor Pro gives you, or gives when you get it, is that you have access to these features I've spoken about, and there are many things like post, gallery, forms. Maybe you can customize your own form that you want, collect data from your users and all that. You can add like sliders. Maybe you want sliders to display all over your website. You are able to customize your menu. You can even add maps. You can add many things like image carousels, like adding so many stuffs, guys, like so many stuffs when you have Elementor Pro. And there's also another feature of Elementor that I want you guys to understand, like for real. So if you have this and then you have Elementor, like, so there's one thing you have to understand. So we have static, we have dynamic websites, and I think I've spoken about static and dynamic website once in my YouTube channel or one of these videos. So a static website, the content doesn't change, and if you're working with a static website or trying to design, you only have the Elementor, the normal version, like the free to design, because you don't have the tendency of designing dynamic website. So with a static website, you just have like maybe a simple portfolio site, but with dynamic site, you can have a blog site, you can have an e-commerce site, like a shop page, like e-commerce. You can have many other websites that you can design using the Elementor Pro. So if you have the Elementor Pro, you have many features. And there's another thing I want to show you guys here. Maybe Elementor makes use of what we call templates. Maybe you can design a template and you use it all over your website. So maybe you just want to see about a single feature on your website that appears maybe on all pages, but that is not the header nor the footer. Maybe just one thing that appears all over. You want to make it in the form of a template. What you do is to come over to your section, you right click on it, and then you can get to like save as template, and it is saved as a template. Whenever you want to use it, you could just get to pick it up and use it anytime. So it is really reusable, and here it is really very easy for you to implement your mobile responsiveness, because you have no problems with it, like you can do it anyway. So you can design over here. You click over this icon here. When you click over this icon, so it loads the mobile responsiveness page over here, where you could see what things to click, and then you can check out your mobile responsiveness. Maybe you're designing maybe for your laptop, a tablet, and a phone. Maybe for a phone, you can see, you just have to click on phone, and then you can see the design on a phone, how it will look like. So those are the topmost features of Elementor that you can do. And there's another feature, maybe if you're a designer, you could like change the user roles. Maybe you want who to be able to see what, or be able to manipulate stuff. So you just have to come over to Elementor over here, and then you can manage role. Over at manage role, you can change many settings about Elementor, many aspects. For instance, you want to like edit someone as an editor, an author, a contributor, a subscriber, SEO manager, SEO editor, customer, shop manager. Like you can create user accounts on Elementor, and then they can get to use Elementor. Maybe you want somebody, or you created a website for someone that you're afraid that the person might maybe disrupt the design that you made. You just want to come and create an account, maybe like a contributor or an SEO manager. You are giving your website to somebody to work on the SEO. You can make him an SEO manager, SEO editor, or if he's a customer, it can be a customer. A shop manager can be a shop manager, and you can create, and then like you can grant access to a specific user, and then you can just kind of save the changes and it. Alright guys, so those are the topmost features of Elementor and Elementor Pro. So I'm making another video for Elementor Pro that you guys can check out. So this is our tutorial series where we'll be designing live websites, and I think you guys would love it and focus so much more. Alright guys, this is the end of the video, and I'll be coming out with more videos about Elementor and how to design websites with Elementor from beginning to end. So if you don't want to miss out on this, please subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell, and make sure you get notified whenever we drop a new video. Alright, so this brings us to the end of this video tutorial, and I wish to see you all in the next episode of Code with Chris.